The best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about sometimes the best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours. Now I looked up this quote and because I wanted to find out who originally said this. And there's a couple of people that apparently said this, and one is Jeffree Star, and the other one is Wiz Khalifa. I'm pretty sure I pronounced the last one wrong. But anyway, I personally think that probably Wiz Khalifa said this first, not Jeffree Star. So there seems to be a bit of confusion as to where this quote originated from. But anyway, this quote is so true. Sometimes the best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours. And the reason why that quote begins with sometimes is because obviously this person who, you're trying to get the attention of, they obviously still need to be interested and curious about you in some way. This kind of thing won't work on someone who is just not interested in you and has never been interested in you. But if someone has been interested in you in the past, this doesn't even have to work with just romantic people. It could be friends as well or family members. Sometimes the best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours, to remove yourself from the situation and to ignore them, especially when people are disrespecting you, your boundaries, and treating you poorly and not giving you that respect that you deserve. Because as human beings, we should all treat each other with a mutual respect. But there are some people out there, and I'm sure you've encountered many of these people in your life, that just simply don't respect you. So for example, in dating, let's say you're a man watching this, and the person that you're interested in is a woman. Let's say, you've been on a few dates with a woman and then suddenly this woman starts to become flaky and unsure. In order to reattract that person, the best thing for you to do is to stop giving them the attention that you have been giving them. So let's say you've been messaging them every day or every other day and they're still not being receptive to you and they're still not being receptive to you. Then the best thing for you to do in that circumstance is to obviously limit more of the contact that you're making with them. So instead of messaging them once a day or once every other day, you start messaging them once a week, something like that. So you get the picture, you remove more of your attention in order to reattract them and get them back. But of course, this only works sometimes if that person is attracted to you and is still interested in you in some way. And what's great about this, what's really interesting about this, is that this will allow time to reveal how they actually feel about you. Because if you do remove your attention and stop giving, whatever attention you have been giving them in the past, what it will reveal is if they are actually interested in you. Because if they're still interested in you, then they will start to chase you. But if they're not, basically the thing will just fizzle out. And then you'll get your answer and then you're free to move on to someone new. So what are some other ways that you can remove your attention from this person? So my first tip on how to do this is to invest more in yourself. So that means investing more in your hobbies, your passions, your career, and stop giving your love life and this specific person all the attention and all of your thoughts and energy. Give your energy somewhere else. Put your energy into other things that you like to do. Invest more in yourself. So what are some other things you could do? Well, you could exercise, you could get a gym membership, you could go out and meet new people, you could join a group. Now, of course, these things have to be things that you are particularly interested in. Just because there's a group about being a florist doesn't mean that you have to go and join that group, okay? Make sure these are things that you are genuinely interested and passionate about. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you don't want to be there. And obviously, you want to go to places that you actually really enjoy and that are good for you. So obviously, exercise is a really good one. So one of my favorite things to do in my alone time is to read books or listen to audiobooks or listen to educational programs. Things like that. That's something that I personally like to do in my own time. In fact, if you're interested, I have a positive resources playlist with a lot of the things in there that have helped me, helped with my personal development, personal growth, things that I listen to and watch quite regularly. So I highly recommend that you go and watch that if you are also interested in that kind of thing. It's really important that you also focus on the things that you are passionate about. So this could be, art, or it could be writing, or it could be photography or filmmaking. What are your passions? What are the things that you really like to do or you would like to learn how to do? And then start doing those things. Start making the effort. Start researching those things. If you want to become really good at making Photoshop art, then look at some tutorials on that on YouTube. There's a lot of free resources out there, free articles and video tutorials on how to do all these kinds of things. Perhaps you really like woodwork and you'd like to start building birdhouses or something. Then, research that, look it up. There's lots of free resources out there that you can watch or read on how to do these kinds of things. What are your passions? And if all else fails and you just don't know what to do with your time, then one of my favorite quotes that Dr. Wayne Dyer says is, find a way to be of service. If you don't know what your purpose on this planet is, find a way to help other people. Find a way to be of service to others. So let's say you're really good at IT. You're really good at how to build PCs or something. Then go online and help people who are having problems with their computers. That's something you could do. You could just go online and give advice to people on what to do with their PCs. If you know a lot about cars, then make a YouTube channel on how to fix up cars or something, or how to change the oil or something. I don't know. What are you personally passionate about? What are some things that you know a lot about that you can help other people with and give advice on? And if you still don't know, then volunteer. Do other things that help other people. Find ways to be of service to others. And not only will you be helping other people, but it will also make you feel good as well, because you will feel like you're contributing, even if you're doing it in a small way. Because obviously, as I would also say, like, donate to charities and stuff, but I know some people in the world just don't have enough money, and that's fine, but you can still help people in other ways and being of service to people in other ways as well. So find a way to be of service. And these aren't things that you should be doing in your job, even though you might be doing stuff like this in your job. Or if you're at school, there might be things that you do, but you must also be doing this kind of thing in your alone time. Because if in your alone time you are too busy focusing on the girls or guys in your life, and you're putting too much focus on your love life and what your crush is up to, then of course, you're going to become very attached and very invested in these relationships. Whereas if you have a full day, and if you're doing things in that day that are good for you, so you go to work, let's say, you come home, you go to the gym, or you go out and volunteer, or you go online and answer people's queries on specific things that you know a lot about, then you're not putting all your attention on your love life anymore. So if all else fails, find a way to be of service. So what can you do if you can't control yourself, if you don't have the emotional self-control to not message your crush, to not phone them up, to not unblock them, or whatever it is that you might be doing? One of the things that you can do, obviously, is remove your social media page. Have some kind of social media detox. Because at the end of the day, if you always find yourself on his or her page, then of course, you're going to be invested in that person. And if you can't help yourself, then you need to remove social media and have some time away from it. Obviously, you can also distract yourself. And obviously, what I listed earlier about, having in your free time doing things for other people or working on your passions, your side business that you may have. Obviously, that's a good way to distract yourself. But if for whatever reason you can't do any of that, then distract yourself in other ways. You need to get out of this bad habit of checking their social media, seeing what they're up to, wanting to, obviously message them and things like that. You need to get yourself out of that frame of mind and focused on something else. And if all else fails, the best thing for you to do is to distract yourself. The next thing that you can do also, if you can't really contain yourself, if you don't have the emotional self-control to not indulge in that behavior, then I suggest that you don't have reminders of them. So that means not listening to the songs on your phone or on the radio that remind you of them. Don't play those sappy love songs, You remove those songs from your phone, again, if you can't help yourself. And also, don't indulge in memories of them. So if you find yourself thinking of them, try to catch yourself and put your attention on something else. Become very aware of your thoughts and the things that you are indulging in your brain. So if you are sort of thinking of them, in the theater of your mind, then focus your attention on something else. You can distract yourself. You are in control of your mind. You are in control of your emotions, but you need to consciously do it. And what I mean by consciously doing it is when you feel like you are overindulging in memories or you're playing songs that remind you of them, then you need to consciously change what you are thinking about and change what you are doing, because obviously this kind of behavior is only going to lead to you messaging them, reaching out, when you should be removing your attention from them. Because sometimes, as the quote goes, the best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours. Therefore, you really need to remove your attention and put it on something else, and preferably something that is very empowering for you, like working on your passions, like helping other people in some way. If you would like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. On there at the moment is also a free PDF that you can download, which is a dating manual. If you do read it and you have some feedback, then please let me know so I can make it the best product possible for those people that do actually want it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon.